Hey everybody, Den Haring here. Welcome back to my channel, Fish Den 365. Today we have some time to fish. That's the good news. The bad news is we didn't have our tow vehicle. So what we had to do instead was put the canoe on the car top, and we're out here on the Delaware River fishing from a canoe. We got 4 rods rigged up. We got a topwater lure, we got a fluke, we got a Senko, and we got a little swim bait. And we're gonna see what we can do fishing for smallmouth bass on the Delaware River. Current is strong. That's why we've got this on, right? So you know, I know how to swim, and I have a pretty strong survival instinct, but I'm not stupid. That means I'm going to wear my PFD. When I'm on a river like this with deep water and strong currents, you wear this because it's a situation where you can be here today and like that be gone tomorrow. So always make sure you're wearing your PFD when you're on the river. Just a smart thing to do. Lots of lives were lost on this river. Lots of lives. And it wasn't just in cold water. It was in warm water too. Oh, big smash on topwater. Got a smallie on. He smashed it. Gotta stop this for a minute here. Getting away on me. He smashed it hard. What a fighter. These river smallmouth are even stronger than the lake ones because of the current. Let's get him in here and we'll figure out how to get him off without getting ourselves hooked. Decent smallmouth. Oh, using a Lucky Craft gunfish. I think it's a size 65. It's a smaller gunfish, and it's we've picked this very clear, natural color because of the clear water we're fishing. Makes it harder for those smallies to get a good look at it, and it just looks like a struggling minnow or small shad on the surface. You know, when you're out here on the river, you definitely want to keep an eye and ear open for feeding fish on the surface, because a lot of times the smallies, and even some stripers sometimes all the way up here, will bust on bait. And if you're paying attention and you see or hear that, you can sneak on over there and catch those fish. The nice thing about having a canoe, folks, you can get out different places that are good, high percentage, and fish them. And that's exactly what we do here in this situation. Oh, it's a beautiful fish. Holy mackerel. This one's a good one, folks. Right where he should be. Right in that eddy. That's awesome. That's why we come to the Delaware River. Oh, man. He smashed it. Right where you'd expect him to be. He's a big one. He's a good fish. And he is strong. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Look at this guy. Oh man, he's just a beautiful smallmouth. Oh, Oh gosh, this one's a good one. Look at this, folks. Oh yeah, that's what they're all about. That's why we come to the Delaware River for the top water. What a fish. That is why we come. Beautiful smallmouth bass. Where it belongs. There you go. He never even made a splash. Little guy, but still fun. Oh, it's a rock bass. Got ourselves a little rock bass on the next cast. Crazy good in here. Little guy. Small jaw. chunky one there. We got one right at the end here. Son of a gun. Look at that. Wild little guy. You want it, something fierce. This is the lure that I was using on the Delaware River. It is a Lucky Craft gunfish, 75 millimeter long, and you can see I chose a color that is bluish clear. And the reason I did that is in that clear water of the river, it's harder for a fish to get a good look at the lure. So they're more likely to accept it as something, as prey, as food, and eat it. So it turned out that this was the only lure I ended up using the entire day. Once I caught a fish on it, I just stuck with it. And it caught fish throughout the time I was there. I fished for 3 hours. I fished from 5 to 8. I probably caught a couple dozen fish. Rock bass and smallmouths. You know, it's a lot of fun fishing the river. One of the things about river fishing is that generally it's not affected by cold fronts when it comes to bass fishing like lakes are. So if you had a bad front that came through and then you have the high bluebird skies, river fishing is not affected by that nearly as much. And so it's always it's always an option to get out there on the river. This time of year, especially on the Delaware, fishing starts to get a little tough, generally speaking. But that wasn't the case this time. The reason why it gets tough is because during July and August and September, the river is usually at its lowest point. The water is extremely clear and those fish just get shy. It's hard to trick them into biting. But because of all the rain we've had this year, the river has got very good flow. It's actually high and yet clear, which made for a very good topwater bite. The fish were very active. The water's warm. They have to feed. And even though the river was clear, it wasn't as clear as it would be as if it was very low, like it typically could be this time of year. So river fishing is fantastic when you have this kind of flow, and it's a great place to take kids fishing. If you have kids, it's easy to catch the fish. These rivers are underfished in a lot of cases. They're not pressured like some of our area lakes. There's a lot of smaller fish in them, but that's perfect for kids. It'll keep them active and give them the opportunity to catch a lot of fish and learn how to catch fish. So perfect for kids. Just remember, if you're out there in a boat with your kids, make sure they're wearing their PFDs, because the river current can get to be very tricky if you were to fall in, if you were unfortunate enough to fall in. So always remember, wear your PFD. If you got your kids out there, have them do the same. But fishing rivers can be a lot of fun. So if you want to catch a lot of fish, and some good ones too, and some hard fighting fish because of that current, get out there, pick up a small topwater lure and get out there and go to it. You'll have a lot of fun. River fishing is just a blast. You get a lot of action. Those fish are, even though a lot of them are small, they're very, very strong because of that river current. And it's just a lot of fun. And then the other thing about fishing a river is there's something that draws you to it. It's ancient in a way, right? This river where I was, the Delaware River in the Poconos, it's been flowing like that for eons. It's a river that's been flowing the same. It's the same today as it was, eons ago in many ways. And so when you're there, it's kind of like making a connection to the ancient past and to our ancient past. And it makes it that much more enjoyable. There's all kinds of nature there. Oftentimes I see black bears along the river corridor. There's bald eagles, that Delaware River area up in the Poconos, there's more bald eagles there than anywhere else in Pennsylvania, especially in the winter. They winter there. So you get to see a lot of wildlife, and you get a chance to catch a lot of fish on top. And it's just a great relaxing way to get out there and enjoy the day and do some fishing. Well, I hope you liked that video. If you did, please hit that like button. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. Hit that subscribe button. When you do, hit that bell. That'll give you a notification for when my next video is coming out. And remember, we're certified Bassified. Hope to see you on the water, and may God bless your fishing endeavors.